Hey y'all, today is officially demo day. I am so excited. I cannot believe that we are at this point. We have cleaned out technically cleaned out one shed. The other one is full of home decor, which I'm about to work on that now and work on getting all that stuff out. My brother will be here in a couple hours with his tractor, and he is gonna help us take down the shed because without him tearing it down with the tractor, it would be so much work. We also have a friend coming over as well, so hopefully we can get like all hands in helping us, which will be amazing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This one should be a fun one. Okay, so in my last video, I actually shared all of the shed clean out. So if you happen to miss that video, make sure you go check it out. But here's just a quick preview of what that video looked like. We got both of the sheds empty, and basically what we're doing is taking out these two sheds and replacing it with one large building instead. This building is going to serve as an addition for our laundry room, an outdoor living hangout space, and an office, which I am so excited about. But if you happen to miss my last video and you want to check it out and just see us going through the process of decluttering and getting ready to demo, which is what we're working on today, I will have that video linked down below for you guys so you can check it out. Alright, so let's jump right in. Here is an overview of how the backyard looks right now before we get started with demo. As soon as my brother got over here, my husband and him started hammering away at it to see what they were working with.
That's what they're going to be doing?
What's happening inside?
Nothing, probably.
No, nothing.
I'm so excited.
So what's gonna happen? Yeah, it'll come from here and then all the way to the fence.
I'm so excited, Mommy. I'm going to get some
super excited too.
Can I smash
You got some anger?
I want to.
Go into one of those smash rooms.
Holy moly. Get back up.
Keeping it in right there.
Run through it. Run through it.
Zoe, no.
He just wants to it.
Ooh.
What?
Zoe, back up. Back up.
Oh my goodness.
It's actually broken.
At least that was built right. Yeah.
I want to smack it.
Oh my god!
What was it? What is it?
Two giant cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
That's gonna be a problem.
Cockroaches jumping out everywhere.
We're gonna need some bug spray on Nick.
Look at that big one right down there.
I know.
The best way for me to do it is honestly try to pull this whole wall down and try to
Collapse it this way. He don't want to collapse it that wall and it collapse towards the house.
Gotcha.
He needs to
So
collapse
in
it
case
this
you
way.
missed any of that, basically the entire shed is going to be pulled down towards this area here that you're looking at. So all of this stuff has to be moved or it's going to get crushed. So we are all working together to clear this space out. Also, the DIY canopy cover that my husband and I built when we first bought this house, this has to be moved too. So thankfully, my brother had his tractor and he was able to lift it up and move it because it's way too heavy to try to lift it and move it. You know, even if someone got on all four corners, it's ridiculous how heavy this thing is. So we're all working together to get this space cleared up so we can get the tractor running and get it back here and get started. You go. This was a super tight squeeze to get into the backyard with the tractor, and honestly, I don't think anybody in their right mind would have done this, but thankfully my brother had a tractor and he was willing to shimmy this tractor into the backyard. But not only was this the corner of the house, we had the shed here, we have the water heater that was just moved by a plumber, and then we also have our, whole house water system there, so it was definitely a risk to pull the tractor back, but it's my brother, and I told him, I'm like, look, if something breaks, we will fix it. It's not the end of the world. I had full trust in him that he could do it, and he sure did, and I am so proud and thankful. But once he got the tractor back, the first step was moving this canopy. So he's just going to lift it up with the bucket of the tractor and just move it to the other side of the yard so he has room to drive around and not have to worry about hitting it. Now, about 3.5, almost 4 years ago now, my husband and I built this DIY patio cover, and I did film it and share it here on my channel. I'll link that video below if you're interested. We did it on a super duper tight budget. We had just bought our house and had no shade out here. So this was a lot cheaper than buying one of those like metal pop-up canopies that can get really expensive, and this one has also held up really well over the years. It doesn't leak, it's had no rust on the metal roof. Honestly, this has been such a huge blessing for this back patio, because without it we would be roasted every single day from the sun. It's brutal back here. But what's crazy is back when we built this, we spent about $400 in materials. Obviously, the cost would be a little bit more now because prices have increased, but still a very affordable project if you're looking to build some type of patio cover. I felt like this was a great video, and it's, as you can see, it's held up really good. What is it?
I couldn't hear Brian's truck.
Oh. Y'all putting a hole in it to pull it down with the strap?
Okay, like this. Okay, you ready?
Damn, what? They made this really well.
Get that on video.
Were you about to slap yourself in the face?
No.
Oh, the other area. Don't do that. And I did get it on video, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
That's like the best thing ever.
What?
The pack and play, just throw puffs in there. Let them find them, keep them so
My baby love her hooks.
Oh, you saving my...
Gotta save her hooks.
You're saving my hooks?
I know my baby love her hooks.
Thank you. That's not gonna like whack you in the back of the head as you're pulling it, is it?
Point your heart at.
Top and tail.
I'm so nervous! very well.
I mean, for it not to be crumbling right now, it's pretty.
Well, that's why I was going back and forth to try and get it from them.
But really well. There we go.
Right way?
Yep.
You're my music, but you tear me to pieces. So where does it come from? A scene that keeps playing on repeat, ignores the rule of thumb. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from? All your emotions with your heart on your sleeve, it won't fade until you paint it black. I let it burn, you call the fire brigade, but I feel that it will come back. Oh, where does it come from? 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 I'm calling you, 'cause I need you to play on, yeah, I need you to play on. You, 'cause my heart is on hold on, so I need you to play on, I'm your limbo, you're my intermission. Just look at the state we're in. I breathe you in and I can tell where I end and you begin. Where I end and you begin. Where I end and you begin. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from? I'm calling you, 'cause I need you to play on, yeah, I need you to play on. You, 'cause my heart is on hold on, so I need you to play on.
So this footage is now from Saturday. You can see a lot of the debris that's left behind right here in the background. And honestly, this was only a small portion of it because they had already carried out a lot the day before or the night before, but it got too dark to film. So this was where all the physical came in because on this day my brother was busy. He had plans, so it was just Dylan and I and the kids. So we just kind of carried what we could by hand to the dump trailer and just worked on as much cleanup as possible, so that way when my brother did come back over on Sunday to work the tractor, he could focus on the bigger things that were too heavy to carry. Now, honestly, I should be focusing on getting all the debris up, but in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I really need to trim this tree back. So I start working on trimming back the hibiscus tree that we tried to replant, and obviously it's not doing too well, and a lot of you guys recommended just trimming it back. So I'm going to get that done and then get all that carried to the dump trailer, and I will move on to helping my husband clean up a little bit more. At the end of the day, this is what we were left with on Saturday night. So we still had a long way to go, but a lot of the majority, yeah, I'm tired. A majority of the little stuff was picked up. It was just a couple big loads. And then we still had the metal shed in place. Now, we had someone who was supposed to come get it. We gave it away for free as long as whoever wanted it would come take it down. And if you've ever dealt with one of these metal sheds before, you know putting them together is an extremely time-consuming project. Taking it down is the exact same. There is so many screws to it. It's not an easy process. So we ended up asking our neighbor, and they ended up taking it and just scrapping it. So it was quick cash for them. They just kind of tore it apart and bent it up and loaded it up for scrap. What in the redneck is this?
We needed more weight on this side.
You're a whole 120 pounds.
It's exactly what it needed.
So now they are moving on to cutting the concrete. Concrete slab that was here had to be cut and removed because in order for them to pour the new concrete slab, there can't be anything in its way or it's going to cost me extra money for them to remove it. So they're cutting the concrete slab, trying to break it up into smaller pieces so it's easier to carry and load up into the dump trailer. Now that all the concrete is out of the way, Brandon's going to work on leveling out the ground here. He's actually really good at this part. I was surprised at how level he was able to get it, and I thought we were going to need extra dirt. So I thought for sure we were going to have to go up to my family's property, dig up some dirt there and bring it here, but thankfully he made it work and it looks really, really nice. And it's really crazy to see how open and big our yard is without the two sheds here. It honestly, like after we got everything removed, I'm like, do we really need those sheds? But I was thinking about it. Obviously, we do need to have a laundry room. I'm really excited to have an office. As much as it looks really awesome, big and open, we're going to love having the additional living space. We're still moving forward, but we did get some bad news, honestly, and I will be sharing about that in just a couple minutes.
I set out on a road that I built with my own two hands. I met friends on the way, people chosen to make a stand. I felt strong in the sun as I walked onto pastures green. Saw forgiveness together as spaces in between. places I've never been. But you can walk through this world without a few punches upon your chin. I think I lost you somewhere between 20 and 23, but I still hold you dear despite the...
All right, so after some really disappointing news through text message, here I am out here in the pouring rain remeasuring for our shed or building. It's really more so a building than a shed. I was so disappointed. I was mad. I didn't care if I got soaking wet. I actually had to run to Lowe's on top of all of it to buy a new tape measure because for the life of me, I could not find my tape measure anywhere in the house to give this lady back a solid yes or no on if we were going to move forward with this building. Because originally we were told that we had to go 5 foot in on our property line. All around, not just on the back side, but on the sides and away from the house. We were told that by the people at the Sheds for Less. We were told that by an engineer, friends. We also looked up city code, and that's what it said. So that's what we were basing it off of. Well, it turns out that we have an easement on our property, not just on one side, but on the other side as well, that we were not aware of when we purchased this house. We just found out, literally just found out that we have 2 very large easements on our property. And you would think that they would disclose that whenever they sold the house or before we purchased it to make sure that we were aware. Well, we weren't. And to top it off, the 2 sheds that were there over the past 20 some years, those were on the easement to begin with. The neighbor's shed right there behind, like in the background, they are on the easement as well. And a lot of people get away with it. It is what it is. But obviously with this shed being done properly. We're pulling the permits. We're making sure this is legally done because I'm not trying to tear down a building because the city wants to come and get on my property. Like, I was so upset, as you can imagine. So I ended up calling the county and I got a hold of a woman. She was so sweet and kind. And we talked for about 30-40 minutes, actually, just about like the easement and the property and us buying this house without any being aware that there was an easement here and on the other side. And she said, believe it or not, this is very common. This happens to people all the time. So not to feel like it's just bad luck or, whatever. But I'm sharing this because I want you guys, if you are ever purchasing a house, please, please, please double check, do all your research, make sure there's not an easement. And if there is, find out information on it. Make sure that you're okay with it because of this easement, instead of coming in 5 foot, now we have to come in 7.5 foot onto our property. So that, as you can see, that's going to be a lot bigger, as far as like a space between the fence and the building, which then makes the building shift forward and closer to our sliding glass door, which we wanted it to be tucked away as far into the, along the fence line and in the corner as possible, since this is a massive building. I mean, this is a 12 foot by 25 foot building. So we need all the space we can get. At this point, I was stressed. I was frustrated. I called my brother and he was like, I'll be there. We'll square off your property because he knows how to do all that. So he helped me on this day. He showed me how to do it, like how to square off and make sure that everything is nice and straight. And he also helped me figure out where exactly we were going to put the building. So I knew the size that I wanted, but now that we had to come in 2.5 foot, I felt like it just really changed the plans because it comes in a lot further onto our patio than I expected. So I wanted his opinion on location, and he recommended putting it as far back to the back fence line since we really don't use that side of the yard anyway, and the old sheds had always been over there. Push it as far back as we can instead of centering it on the side yard. And I trusted his recommendation. I decided to do that. So there was a couple of reasons why. Now we'll have 7.5 foot on the back side of the shed, so that could be used for additional storage if needed. We'll also have a larger side along where the laundry room is. So if we ever want to create like an extra little patio space there with a chair or plants, we can do that too. And so we're just going to, get this all set up. And I figured I would leave in some original audio of us, kind of getting this put up and figuring it out together and just kind of chatting about what's going to happen in the process. So how do we know if this is square? Just by eyeballing it? It's like your line.
Oh, I have your order.
Oh. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Turn out around it. Be professional.
Come back here.
Just hold it over that.
Yeah. You want me to pan across the concrete or not?
Yeah.
I mean, you can press the wall.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna cut it.
Well, this way you can. Are you on the right line?
Yeah. You said this line. Oh, that's the one I measured off of. To be square.
Do you want me to do? So here's what I'm gonna do. This is your building line.
Okay.
And we'll paint this. We're gonna measure over 6 inches.
Okay.
And then go all the way to your house.
Okay.
And I'll paint another line.
Okay.
That way y'all know where to cut. And you know where the proper corner is.
Okay. That's not a very straight line. After all this cutting, and they want to be like, oh, 7.5 months. Are you kidding me? I just see right out. Good deal.
There's your building.
Woohoo! It's gonna cover your house, or that whole building completely. Like if you stand over here and look out, you won't see that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so nice. Okay.
So they will have to make this work.
Well,
Make sure you tell them you want expansion joint.
well, listen. Whatever we cut out, or whatever, I'm just gonna tell them to butt up to what we did. So whatever the building ends up being against, as long as the line's straight, right? I tell them that. So like if we cut a straight line here, as long as I know where this needs to start and that, like this line here, it should be square.
They have to put expansion joint, or else it will destroy your new pad.
Okay.
It'll do nothing but when it expands, it'll buckle. And when the concrete expands, when it's secured, it'll fucking pop, causing cracks everywhere.
Gotcha.
So the expansion joint is it gives it that leeway.
So did we make sure we came in enough on that side?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
go to that line. Time me up.
Oh, here's your thing. Oh, here, sorry. Am I going over there?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Where's the little handy dandy hammer? Over there. I see it.
You got it? Okay. Hold on, I don't know what to do. I'm new. I don't know what to do. Oh God. Where did I get it all tangled up?
What? No, cut yourself.
Okay. Should be good. Oh! And you said we're just gonna cut all the way to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
That way you have a nice straight line.
Okay.
I thought you wanted all looking all jagged.
I don't. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new. I'm new. I don't know what to do. Ow. Should I just come all the way to the house, you think?
Yeah. Can you see that line that I made?
Yeah. Oh, you made a second line.
The one that's
Further close.
yeah,
Okay.
closest to your gazebo.
It'll be.
You got it?
Yeah. You want to check it real quick before you spray? Make sure I'm on the right one. So you just said we're just gonna eyeball it from here?
Yeah. I think Mark ain't the best, but
It's
that just
okay.
shows you where we're gonna cut.
We can pop a line, like, if we need to. That pressure washer will blow that right off.
Whenever they do this, they'll have a laser. I'm not going to show you grades because it'll throw them off. Just tell them you want the highest point where the building is going to be at, the highest point of the concrete. That's the elevation you want. That's what I would do. I'd go.
Well, it's a 4-inch slab is what they're gonna pour up. And they said that I had to have the ground level, which I feel like is pretty damn low.
Now you can check it.
It looks level to me. It did flood right here though.
Where?
Right here. But you can see that it dips down. It's gonna be hard to get it perfect though because all the rain. But we have been watering it. Okay, I'm here to give you an update on where we are. But look at this. You're so cute. And then his little booty, he just lays so cute. What are you doing under here? What are you doing? He's like, you blew my cover. Alright, so let's get back to what's happening. At this point, I have to get a form notarized and get that back sent off to the project manager, so I'm going to work on that in just a moment. But I wanted to show you where we marked everything off from a couple different angles so you can see. Now, as far as the measurements go and where the building is going to go, that is not set in stone just yet until obviously they pour the slab, and then there's no changing our mind then. So if y'all have any suggestions, you know, I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments. But this is where we are at. So the building, the corner of the building will actually start here, or it'll stop. Like, so the building will start right there. And then this is just the overhang for the concrete slab that they're going to pour because it's a 6-inch overhang. Yeah, so got a lot of concrete to cut again. And this is no joke. It's just, we have so much work to do. It's a little stressful. But it'll all be worth it in the end. I'm trying to keep reminding myself that. So one of the biggest concerns I had was placement due to the fact that now we had to come so far forward. So just to kind of give you an idea, the building will, you can see the corner right here. That is where the building will stop. And then we'll have all this space now. And I think that makes a lot more sense. We'll have a nice walk path to the laundry room. We could do like a concrete slab, maybe even do like a little cute pergola over this eventually. And kind of just have like a little open outdoor space. And eventually we want to screen in from the back door here where I'm standing all the way to the building where the French doors are going to be right out there. So yeah, there's a lot to do. But I did get everything approved as far as like the permits go. I just have to notarize the form. And then we should get a date on the concrete slab, but my brother and my husband have to come and cut this concrete at some point this week, try to get that done and removed. Oh, it's just every time we cut the concrete, everything gets so dusty, and it's already been super dirty due to obviously a bunch of dirt. I'm ready to have my yard finished and have grass again. Having dogs and all this dirt, it does not mix well. I mean, it's just been pigsty central over here. But yeah, anytime I get any more updates, I will definitely I'll let you know. But this is just kind of an idea of where it's going to be. So honey would technically be laying right where the door will be to the living room, or to the laundry room. And then this will be my laundry room back here. I'm gonna have a big open space, and then I'll have a small little tiny office over there. It's so exciting. Now, just to show you where we started, here is a quick overview of what it looked like. Very chaotic, a lot going on. And this is what it looked like once we got things kind of cleared up, ready for a demo, and boom, here we are at this moment. So now we're just in a waiting game. I am waiting just like you guys for updates. I have no idea when they're coming to pour this slab. I haven't heard anything. Well, I take that back. I did talk to the guys at Shed for Less, and he just kind of asked me if I had an update, and he said if I didn't hear anything back to call him, and he would kind of try to get in communication with the girls that are like the project managers. But yeah, I mean, it's not a super fast process doing something like this. A lot of it was the waiting game for the permits, but we should be able to move forward once I get this paper notarized. So I'm going to work on that next. And yeah, thank you guys for being here watching. This is the only update I got for you at the moment. I hope you are enjoying this series as much as I am enjoying sharing it. Please give the video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and I will see you guys in a couple days with a new video. Bye y'all!
You're my music, but you tear me to pieces. So